What's going on, everybody? It's Amster X back with another video, another chapter review, and today we have Hero Organization chapter 66. And I like the little subversion we got going on right at the start, really, if you think about it, with the chapter titled Yuri's Memories. So, what is that? It's obviously it's supposed to be planted as like a death flag, right? Like we knew last chapter that I said in the last review, like Yuri's clearly about to get taken care of, and I think he's taking it in a different direction, and I kind of like that he's going to go in a different direction because ultimately we're getting the main plan started, and I really listen. He could. I know I was down last chapter, but I'm back up again. The series is a roller coaster because remember the whole overarching theme of this chapter is remember Georgie. We just learned about Georgie in this chapter. So let's just get into it and I'll tell you my whole theories and everything like that, which is what you guys come to my channel for, the analysis of these stories. So we go back into the, Georgie's from the last mission. All the people have died and we learn that Georgie also graduated from East Point. So Leo's master went to our school. Yes, there's a connection there. Yep. And graduated with top marks. He was assigned to this mobile battalion 12, right? And you can't tell me that a young Georgie doesn't look like Leo. Please, can we stop? Please. He has to be his father. And I think that's why they're building the connection. Yeah, he also went to East Point, right? So let's keep it going. And then we go, he also distinguished himself, right? He became, one of the top guys. They were on a mission to capture the Star Beast. Everybody died. It was successful. And he continued to rise through the ranks while not being on the front lines. And you could say he benefited from the most from this. So she was like, which is what we all thought, is he staged a Star Beast attack and wiped out his own unit, which is a callback to what happened to Leo's dad, or, quote unquote dad, because we don't know yet. But that's a little too obvious. I think this chapter which is why this is actually a really good chapter. It's a big turning point to get the story kind of back on track, back into stakes, but then he does this BS again, which I don't like, which is what I've been saying about Husky. Okay, so we get this good buildup about Georgie and the connection between him and Leo, right? You see how, Leo's also top of his East Point Academy, right? Like the connection's there, right? So we see that, and then we go, they go into, that's why Leo's a little hesitant to recruit him. Yep, we trust his judgment. Yeah, of course, we can't just recruit this guy. But then we go right into this Husky nonsense, and let's be honest, this is the exact point I mentioned why he should have just killed Husky, because this is not even funny. We have him go get a new mech, right? Cool. And even the dialogue is like, "Oh, I'm surprised you're still breathing." Okay, and then he's like, "Husky, choose your," like, you can't even take this part seriously because it's like we're having this tongue in cheek, like even the author knows, yeah, I should have killed him. I'm surprised he's still breathing, and then he's like, "Oh, don't joke about that. One wrong word and you're a Star Beast meal." Really? He should have already been dead. So that was one of the real big negatives of this chapter, is that Husky, we just have this whole part. And then we get into Yuri's memories because he's finally landing. He's finally about to see, how this all began, right? Like how he became to try to take down the hero org. So he's like reflecting on it. But obviously we know these are, and death flags, right? If a character starts thinking about the past, or all that and how this led up to it, we know this guy's dead, man. This guy's goner. And so we see, your brother's medal. Remember, his brother also died, or yeah, it's I think that's right. It's his brother. Um, it's just no, it's his sister. I can't remember exactly the connection of why he wants to take down. I'm sorry on that, but I can't remember. I remember his sister. It's his husband, or yeah, that's her brother, and Leo's dad was her brother, or something like that, right? Her husband. I'm gone blank. Sorry, I'm unked. I'm unked. Somebody tell me in the comments below. I can't remember, but he's related to Leo and all them, right? So we get the little flashback. And right away, as soon as he gets off the plane, "You're coming with us." It's Georgie. Oh, we're nobody. Was anybody surprised? Was anybody shocked? I'd tell you, I was not. Of course, we knew he was gonna get taken. And his face is like, oh, like, bruh, duh. But I like this chapter where it turns into, and which we'll get into my theory later, where Georgie's like, "Yo, who you waiting for, man? What you got going on over here?" I love that. He kind of is like, "Yo, let me stand on business. I'm gonna tell you what you're about to do." You keep thinking you're sneaking and conniving behind my back, but guess what? I got plans for you. And guess what? I'm the one who runs things around here. And that's why he says, you'd be hunting down some bad guys for me. So in tow, what I think with the Yuri's memories, that's a bait right there. I think Yuri's not really going to die. I think what's going to happen is, or he could, right? And there could be, hear me out. So this is a wild twist, with the Star Beast and things like that. You could have, remember, this whole arc is about setting up a hero, right? Somebody who to lead the face, to be the next face of the hero organization, right? And you could have it where he didn't actually get staged that Star Beast attack. Maybe he really was supposed to be the face of the hero organization. Georgy was, right? Maybe he was supposed to be. It didn't happen, and maybe he wants to take down. And maybe he's like a lapdog. Maybe he's like kind of forced under their will, and he's also trying to break free, but he has to do it in a very sneaky way, which would go into this plan of why he's not going to kill Yuri. And remember, this whole arc is also about setting up the new face, right? Where Leo's going to be the new face, and a lot of people will die. Same thing like during his mission. That's why we got that callback again, just so people also understand. The reason why we got that callback is because it ties into what's supposed to happen in this arc, but we didn't get a death already. We were supposed to get a bloody arc, honestly, in my opinion. We were supposed to get Husky dying right off the rip. If Husky died off the rip, we knows that this arc was very serious, and that the hero org is really gonna, this is gonna be a messy arc, right? A lot of deaths. And so remember Johnny in the beginning, we had his whole flashback for no reason. We haven't seen Johnny since. Remember, we had his whole flashback about this character and what he wants to do in his hometown in Thailand and all that stuff. And we haven't seen him since. So the direction of this arc has been really bad because he wants to make this bloody event happen where people die, but he's not able to do it, and he's kind of struggling writing that. But I think this could save it where if you have Yuri, where Yuri's maybe, this is my theory, is that maybe Yuri is piloting some, I don't know, some rogue mechs, some rogue Star Beast, maybe they even have some tech where they, he could be a Star Beast, and but like you said, you're hunting down some bad guys. So he's going to set them up to be some opposition. Yuri's going to be one of them. Leo's going to have to kill these people, and there's going to be no way out of it because, Georgy holds the cards. But it would be really cool if he kind of even did some Star Beast. There's clearly some Star Beast tech, which we're going to get to later because clearly Georgy, his heart is made of Star Beast or something like that. So we're going to get some tech later where we're going to have that revealed. So that's a slow burn on that. But, I think, Yuri's about to maybe not die, but he's going to maybe get out of it and be under the thumb of Georgy. Or some things happen where we're not gonna necessarily get rid of Yuri just yet. He's gonna stay alive in the story. Georgie's gonna, maybe his ulterior motives will be revealed, but I still feel like it's too early for that. So I hope the direction of the story starts getting a little clearer because, we're having too much Georgy. Like, there's too much main villain in this first 60 chapters. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't see. I don't mean those are the goats, right? Those are the goats for a reason. But I was about to say like the Eisens, all these people, like we didn't know what they were doing until it was done, right? We didn't know that their villainy and everything, their evil until it was like ultimately revealed. So if you're gonna reveal this guy so early in the story and he's building, you have to walk a tightrope with this guy, which I do like him actually. I really like his character. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It's AmsterX out. Let me know. Talk to you guys soon.